All right, what is up, everyone? My name is Chris, and today, I've been seeing this a lot today, and it's been kind of like, I guess you could say it's been something that's just on my mind. Like, do I make a video about this? Do I not? I'm thinking to myself, I have to make a video about this. I just want to get my opinion out about this because it's kind of big to me. Like, it just makes me think, a lot of things. I brought it up briefly in not the last video that I made, the one before that. About how it was not the Freeman extension video. It was about Nolan Patrick and him not being on this roster and why I think he isn't on this roster. And honestly, I honestly think one of the biggest things is that he hasn't played a game in a long time. Basically, it's like he hasn't played in a while, and we haven't had many updates on him. Honestly, since all this started, before there was a lot of, he's skating with the team, then he's traveling with the team. Now he's practicing by himself, and then he started to play with the team again and things like that. I had the video of some footage of him practicing after practice with the skills coach Angelo Ricci, but he was doing that a lot for the season. They said that he has not been in Philadelphia since this started. He's been in Manitoba the whole time. And Chuck Fletcher said that the goal is to get him ready for 2020, 2021 earlier in a quote. So that is very good news to hear. And personally, I think it's best that the Flyers do not have Patrick play. And I say that because say they do have him play and say he's on the roster, but something happens and he's not able to play, then that's a waste of a roster spot. I think what they wanted to do was play it safe, make sure they had all the roster spots possible, and then go from there. And now, Patrick not being on this team, it definitely sucks because I was kind of hoping we get like a happy ending to the whole thing, how we got all the news with Lindblom. That was a really good story. Didn't really hear much on Patrick. But obviously the biggest reason was that we didn't hear anything. And I kind of expected it. It would have been cool if Patrick could have played. That would have been amazing if we could have saw Patrick in these playoffs. But I think, it just sucks because I think it's been awaited so long, and now I think even the bus thing is going to come out even more. You guys know how I feel about that. I absolutely hate it. I don't understand why this kid is being called a bust. He's played 2 years in the NHL. He's been injured for a while. He came into the league injured. He dealt with a lot of problems, and you cannot label somebody as a bust when they've only played 1, maybe 2 years in the NHL. Because really for the longest time, and I think it's even increased since the 2015 draft with McDavid and Eichel, everybody thinks that number 1, number 2 overall guys are going to play like superstars like McDavid and Eichel are. So, it's really, really like high ceiling. It's a lot of pressure you're putting on these young kids. And I think it's obvious that he wants to be out there. Like if you see the clips, it's literally obvious. Like he's slamming his stick, he's pissed off and everything else. I remember seeing Patrick in training camp. Him and Pitlick were on the injured, they were on the Phantoms rink. If you've ever been to Voorhees, they were in the Phantoms rink. This was back when the Flyers had Pitlick, but I believe he had a broken hand or a broken finger at the time. It was in September, and he ended up playing, when the season started. But, Patrick, he was pissed. I mean, you can hear him cursing on the ice. He was slamming his stick. I think he broke his stick. If my memory, serves me right there. But again, it's like this guy wants to play, and I cannot wait to see him succeed. I still think he has a really high ceiling. I think he honestly has around the same talent as all the other 4 players that went around him. So we're gonna have to see what happens. I cannot wait for Patrick to come back into the NHL. Let me know what you guys think below. What are your thoughts on Patrick? And if you think he's a bust or not. But remember, guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you guys in the next one, and goodbye.